What's up, y'all? It's Friday. Hey, you know I want you, baby. What's up? It is Friday, and it's a full moon, and it's Friday the 13th, bitch. It's my day. My day. Cause I do it for the thrill. Hey, for the rush. I do it for the pain. Yes, what's going on, y'all? Are y'all having a good Friday so far? I hope everybody's having a great Friday. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody is being labeled as they want to be labeled and called who they want to be called. I hope everybody is on their mission and their journey of evolution, higher knowledge, higher understanding, and higher wisdom. Shout out to y'all. So tonight is full moon. Let me see where we are with the moon. At what percentage we are, honey? 99.7%, honey. We're almost completely full, bitch. What's going on? What do you guys have planned for the weekend? This is a good day. It's very, very powerful. Today is Friday the 13th, and 13 is my number, and it's just my number. It is my number. I even have it tattooed on me, a 13 inside of a delta. All right, so what are we talking about today? Are we talking about, did you guys watch the debates last night? I heard that Joe Biden said some shit. I didn't watch it. You know what? I've been thinking a lot about the world and, you know, and everything like that. And there are a lot of systems that I am not interested in participating in. I don't like it. And I don't want to participate in like systems that I know are fake. You understand? They're not real. Like the political system, to me, it's like watching another reality show. Like, this shit is staged, it's fake, it's scripted, it's, you know, it's just phony and fake and phony. And I don't want to participate. I just feel really like not willing to, I don't want to. I just don't want to. It's like, it's a waste of time, a waste of energy. I forgot my coffee on the counter. All right, whatever. So what are we gonna talk about today? They said Rihanna is pregnant. It's just stuff like that. I just don't want to talk about anything. But then, like, the stuff that I'm learning because of who I am, I like to be well versed in things that I discuss and share and try to. I feel, damn, bitch. I feel like when you're, I don't know. I just feel like when you're educating or teaching, you should be, I know that I'm constantly trying to learn about myself and trying to learn about this world and people of this world. And, okay, y'all play too much. I don't know what the fuck y'all are doing. And this old rogue bitch in front of me, I don't know what she's doing, zooming in and out of traffic. The sun is really pretty. But anyway, so I just have been really introspective in the past. And then yesterday, I was really upset about just the whole way that we are dealing with each other as we evolve as humans. And realizing that I can be mad as I want to, but there are people who are not. Like, I was angry yesterday, but then I was like, you know what? I wasn't even angry. I'm more frustrated. Not angry. That's not the right word. Just more frustrated at the idea that people, I don't know. I just think that people should understand that we're evolving. And I think that we don't grow when our ideas and ideologies and the way our perspective on things is just so black and white, because we are humans, and a lot of us, our identity is our thoughts and emotions. And I think that when you are devoted to those thoughts and emotions, you don't allow yourself to experience other things, other people. You're not experiencing life. And it's like you're so closed off. You just not experiencing life. You're not experiencing life. You're very binary with your ideas. A lot of people are devoted to their thoughts and emotions, and that's all they have to go on, and they're not interested in growing. And I'm interested in growing. I'm interested in, I love talking about reality shows. I love talking about, things, pop culture. I love it. I love talking about that shit. I think we can always learn from, other people and seeing how other people respond to or react to situations that they're in, and we can learn, from everything. You can learn from everything, from one spectrum to the other. And I believe that when we are closing ourselves off to other people, and then, not allowing other people to exist or be safe, feeling safe to exist, I think it's really a detriment to who we are as a whole group of people, not just Black people or Native people or Indigenous people. It's just more of a, let's learn more about each other and then speak about what we're learning so that we have an understanding. We're evolving as creatures, as humans, and a lot of people are just done with the binary ideas in this, what do we call, patriarchal society. I was watching something last night. It was like, talking about how the idea of your savior being a man, and this image of a man being who you are told that you come from, a man, and that doesn't even biologically make sense. And for somebody to have faith in that, it's like we live in this society like, okay, this was the beginning of how you say a patriarchal society, when you're telling your people that they came from a man is responsible for the sins of their life, all of this stuff. And it's like you're just setting up people to have these one ideas and these one-sided ideas. And we are so complex as human beings that you cannot possibly believe that we're not going to evolve in our thought processes, in our way that we deal with people who feel like they don't want to identify with one side or the other, that they, are non-conforming to any of this shit because it is a detriment. I don't know. I just been having a lot of feelings about that, and I'm learning a lot of things, and I am trying to understand where people come from. I'm never like trying to, I don't have any resistance to people having conversations about evolution and in terms of how we deal with each other as human beings. And it's just what it is. I know I'm probably not making any fucking sense. Because my thoughts really are really all over the place this morning. And I just wanted to, I don't know, I just wanted to talk, I guess. I don't know. Yesterday I was talking to my friend Charles, who made a observation about, this idea that I was explaining to him how it's difficult for me to befriend some women because of their ideologies as it relates to LGBTQ ideas, right? And issues. and there's a lot of people who have this latent resistance to it. He was just like, a lot of, it doesn't have, he was saying that it didn't have anything to do with their orientation or gender, but that women are feeling threatened, just like he says, they only hate gay men and trans women because of the same reason they hate white women and other races, quote unquote, taking their men. And I want to be clear, I am not speaking to who this doesn't apply to. I was like, okay, the idea that their men are being taken by a man or a trans woman or another woman of another race, or white women, there is this, I was like, I didn't even think about it. Like, it doesn't have anything to do with the men being gay. It doesn't have anything to do with the person's gender. It has to do with, you're taking our men. And I'm like, half of these niggas ain't worth a damn. But the women who have that type of mentality are those women, like, that are resistant and are intolerant and aren't accepting of. They do have an idea like, our men, they're being, and I've noticed that a lot of women who have issues with gay men and trans women have had an experience where their partner has dipped out with a gay man, and they found out about it, and now they have this hatred towards gay men because their straight partner, or presumably straight partner, had relations with a gay man. And that's, your men are being taken. And then he said, it's extra hateful for trans because they already feel like they can't compete with gay men because they have no dick. Trans women have the best of both. They're exuding ultra femininity, and some of them who haven't transitioned. And I don't know, what do y'all think about that? Do you think that now listen, I'm not talking to you. If you don't have any issue, I'm not talking to you. If you have no problems, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. There's no need to defend what you are not guilty of. So where are you going so fast? You be going so fast. I don't understand why people rush to a red light. I guess it's indicative of how they live their life. But I was like, oh, okay, this is really interesting. And he says, I mean, they're hateful to each other. So why would trans women be any different? This is coming from a gay man's perspective, and being able to see it and understanding that, your partners, your straight partners, male partners, are having sex with men and are having sex with trans women. And that's why I'm like, I see there's a lot of resistance from women. And I'm just trying to understand why there's no conversation about trans men. And I don't understand why I feel like trans men are just really missing from this conversation. And I want to understand, why is it so focused on trans women, and then how women feel about trans women and how men feel about trans women? I don't hear much about how men and women, cisgendered men and women, feel about trans men. Do they feel like less of a threat? Or I don't understand it. And that's something that I'm trying to understand, because I feel like if we're evolving and our language is changing, language changes. We don't call people the R word anymore. You say they're cognitively impaired or whatever. We change our language, and I don't think anybody is being forced to call themselves anything but what they want to be called. This idea, like in the trans community, in order to make a distinction, you say cis, and it's like, so you understand You don't have to call yourself that. Nobody has a gun to your head to call you cis, for you to call yourself cis. But if you are in a space where you're having this conversation, I think it's important to use the right language. Nobody's saying you have to label yourself that, and nobody's saying, because the idea, and then the idea that, I don't know, I don't even want to fucking talk about it anymore. It doesn't, I feel like I just don't want to talk about it anymore. Just over it. It's like, and then that's what I was like, I'm not trying to convince anybody to be tolerant. I'm not trying to convince anybody to change how they feel. I'm not interested in that. And I don't, that is not my ministry. That's not. You can feel how you want to feel. You can hate who you want to hate. You can not like who you want to like. I don't give a fuck about you. So I shouldn't have said that. That was not nice. I'm all for, like, oh, let me read you, like, I was reading this thing about D-Ray and Janetta. They did a piece. Well, Janetta helped with compiling, and other black women compiled all of this information against Shaun King, because, you know, Shaun King is being honored by I think Rihanna doing some, so a lot of people are like, okay, he's being honored for his work in the community and with activism and stuff like that, and he hasn't really, and a lot of people have issues with how he handles his fundraisers, and they're not seeing results and things like that. So D-Ray, he wrote this thing in Medium about Shaun King, and they had a lot of supporting documentation, and it's very clear that he is someone who is, and I equate it to like what Jay-Z is doing, is someone who is profiting off of pain, and then, but at the same time saying that you're working to help heal this pain, but you're making profits off of it and taking money and stuff like that. And I was just reading the article, trying to get a grasp on what's going on and understanding. Can you stop, please? Please stop it. I don't understand why people tailgate. I don't want to have an inconvenience this morning. Just stop it. Like, people, and they're driving. It's like, fucking relax. It's not that serious. If you needed to be wherever you needed to be, you should have left earlier. You do not have to put other people's lives at risk and danger because you need to get somewhere faster because you didn't give yourself enough time to do so. That shit it just gives me so much anxiety. I don't like a person tailgating me. Yes, get your ass away. Go away. Go the fuck away. Get over, girl. Are you gonna get over? And are you gonna say thank you, bitch? No, of course not. Why would you? You're entitled to the land, and you feel entitled to the land and entitled to the fucking everything. So you drive the same way. Who gives a damn who's around? Shit. I don't even, so Shaun King and this article in Medium. So yeah, of course. A part in the article that stood out to me, and it resonated with me as it relates to the conversation that we had yesterday. And D-Ray says, I believe that our public discussions and disagreements, especially when rooted in a larger commitment to the work at hand, are things that we can all learn and grow from, and that we should make few, if any, decisions based on the interactions of those who will never likely be on our side. So I feel like that really stood out to me. It's like, we have to, whether we agree, I feel like it's important to have healthy discourse, because, you know, if no one is asking questions and everyone is just accepting of what people say, okay, well, this is what it is, you know, nobody grows like that. And you have to, in order for people to grow, you got to ask questions. You have to ask questions. You got to ask clarifying questions if you really truly want to learn. And I think a lot of people are hostile because they're devoted to their thoughts and emotions. You're so devoted to your thoughts and you're so devoted to your emotions that anything outside of that, you are resistant to it. And that I don't think we grow well like that. We might grow, but what is actually growing from that? Is it stagnant? Is it stunted? What are you're holding on to these thoughts and emotions and not allowing yourself to become versed in a situation or a topic, or to educate yourself. Like, to me, I feel like the conversation, if you are willing to educate yourself on any topic, that's healthy to me. And I'm always trying to learn. I'm always, I guess, seeking answers and understanding and researching and figuring out words, and when were words introduced to language, and all of the words that we use are fucking made up, all of them. So when there is a name for something, like, okay, now we have a name for this, and you're like, okay, this is the name. Okay, well, find out where it comes from. Where does the word come from? Okay, is that something that you can identify with or not? And nobody's telling anybody you have to call yourself anything that somebody is making a distinction within their community to say, these are trans women and these are cisgender women. That's letting you know right then and there that they're not trans. And if you're so adamant in your womanhood to make a distinction, why wouldn't you? Nobody is taking anything away from any woman who was born female and identifies and walks through life as a female. Nobody is taking, what is being taken away from you? If I don't get it, the only thing that I can think of is the men. The men are being taken away from you. You have this idea that all the men are in jail. You have this idea that all the men are married. You have this idea that all the men are gay. Now you have trans women who are exuding femininity better than a lot of, cisgender women. And that's really how I see it. And I see it like that. I see it like, when I see ultra femininity, and I see that because there are so many men who, it's ironic because there's so many men who hold on or feel like their masculinity is who they are. There are also some people who believe that men do not hold both energies, that men are only masculine and women are only feminine. And those people, I don't know if they're open to education or understanding, because there's documents of that we are both in terms of energy, right? And this idea that you are so masculine and your masculinity, that when you see an ultra feminine person, you are attracted to that, because it's like everything that you believe how a woman should perform and exude and express their femininity, you're attracted to that. And a lot of trans women exude that ultra femininity because they want to exude femininity. That's how they feel. And right, they can. And I don't understand why anybody, I don't know. I'm really tired of talking about it. And what I am tired of talking to is people who are devoted to their thoughts and emotions and very binary in their ideologies. I think in order for us to grow as a people, we just have to understand, like, I don't know. I just think we should just work more together, getting along, and not leave people out of the conversation, because, whether you like it or not, if you are somebody who is about your community, a lot of Black trans and gay folk are at the helm of a lot of these movements that help our community. And it's just, those are just facts. Martin Luther King's right-hand man was gay. Nobody knows, nobody acknowledges that. There are gay people who were very involved in civil rights movement, but there are so many people who just, it's not the same. What do you mean? Those are people who are like, okay, like until everybody is free, or I don't know. I don't even feel like talking about this stuff because I just feel like I'm not talking to anybody. Like I just feel like I'm talking to myself. I don't know. It's so much resistance and defensiveness on both sides. People are so offended, and so I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, like, the shit I get offended by is like, I think the most thing that I get offended by is like somebody insulting my intelligence. I'm not offended by somebody calling me cisgendered. I'm not offended by trans women wanting you to use their right pronouns. I'm not offended by any rights that are given or provided for them. It doesn't take anything away from me. And I think because a lot of our journey comes from a place, I don't know. I feel like I say the same things all over. I'm saying all this to say I just want to talk about different things. I just have to take a different approach to what I'm talking about on this channel. I'm tired of talking about reality shows. I'm tired. I want to talk about pop culture. I love that, but I'm just tired of all of that. And I feel like I feel like for me, I want to have different types of discussions that are more productive. But then at the same time, I feel like we are in a cyclic loop, and we're just going to keep going through the same things over and over again, over generation. And all I can do is just make sure that when death comes, I'm ready, or, I've done the things that I could do to help myself, my tribe, whomever, that's how my journey ends. I'm not interested in talking to men and women who have no space in their heart to understand other people, to understand. I don't know. I just feel like that. I know I'm rambling. I'm all over the place because there's a lot of things on how I was just like, there's a lot of people who are just okay with where they are. And I have to realize that. I cannot educate everybody. I cannot speak to everybody. I can only speak to people who will listen. Like, I don't remember who used the analogy about the people. There's people in the hall waiting for you to come talk to them, and you're standing on the corner yelling at the people who are not listening. And there's people waiting for you to talk to them. Do you understand? And I'm done being on the corner yelling at people. I can't do that. I'm just not interested in that anymore. And yesterday was like I was really upset, and then I was just listening to myself because, while I'll edit the video. That's the only time I watch my videos, is when I edit them. And then and if I don't edit them, FYI, I don't watch them. And so, when you hear me, stumbling over words and stuff, a lot of people cut those things out of their videos. And sometimes I just don't have time to edit the videos or whatever. So I just upload what I record, and that's it. So yesterday when I was editing, I didn't really edit the video. I just cut out a little bit of the video yesterday, but then I was just listening to myself, and I'm just like, Erica, you are really angry about people who are committed to their hate or intolerance or disagreement towards a group of people. You should not be yelling at them or talking to them, because they are stuck, and that's where they're going to be, because they're devoted to their thoughts and emotions. And I'm not. I'm not used to be. I used to be. But I've never been like, I've never looked at our LGBTQ brothers and sisters. I've never have been someone who wasn't accepting. I've always, since I was a little girl, in elementary school, I've never been closed off. I've never thought it was a sin. I've never thought that, those people have to atone for feeling that. I've never thought that. Never. That has never been an idea of mine. It's never been how I feel. So I get upset because I know how it is to be dismissed. I know how it is to feel unseen. I know how it is to be silenced. I know how that feels. And for people to say you're not allowed to feel or be who you feel you are inside, that really bothers me, because it's like, it bothers me. It bothers me. Like, how could you even take a position to tell somebody they can't be who they are? And who are you to say that? You have no position, no authority, nothing. And I think the authority thing is where people hold on to that. Like, they want to feel like they have something to say about someone's sexuality. You just don't have anything to say. You don't have room to say. You have no authority. No one has authority. That's the gag. No one has authority to tell you who you are as a person, as a human being. I think black people, we have some identity issues because we don't know if we Africans, we don't know if we indigenous, we don't know if we our people came here. So we have issues with identity. And if I can't be who the fuck I'm supposed to be, you can't be who you want to be. So I have authority over you to tell you that you can't be who you want to be. You don't understand? That's just how I feel about it. I don't know what we talked about today, y'all, but I know I was all over the place. I'm just trying to, with broad strokes, understand what my next step is in terms of how this channel goes, because, the thing with the basketball wives thing and with OG, and then that really, really bothers me. That today we are still acting like this towards women, dark-skinned women, and it's like, that shit is trash. And it's like, I don't even want to give, I don't know. I just am like, in terms of where my energy, I'm spending my energy, and that's what I want to talk about. But then there's like people who, you know what it is? I think I know what it is. I think that there are people who I do not want to watch my channel, who watch my channel, and it's I feel like I'm not talking I feel like I'm not talking to, I don't know how I feel today. It's a full moon and we're emotional, and the freaks come out at night. You turn into lunatics when the moon is full. All right, I'm here, y'all. I hope you have a wonderful day. I know I was all over the place. I'm just like I said, broad strokes about the direction of this channel, because I don't want to be yelling at people. I don't want to be yelling. I want to speak in a calm, inviting voice. Sometimes I get angry, and sometimes because I've held that in for a long time. The issues that women have with gay men, the issues that women have with feminine men they're more femme than they are masculine, and the issues that women have with trans women. Why don't you have issues with trans men? Because men are not gonna be messing with trans men. Is that what it is? I don't know what it is. Because I noticed that trans men are not included in the conversation. It's always focused on trans women. Always. I'm gonna do some of my own research and studying to find out why trans men aren't in the conversation. Like, I'm gonna do my own research. I'm gonna just start, I don't know. I don't know. Y'all want me to talk about astrology? I don't feel like I'm this is what it is about me. I'm forever a student. I believe, a lot of people feel like Virgos are know-it-alls and they act like know-it-alls and stuff like that. But I'm forever a student. So I'm always like apprehensive when I'm in the process of learning. So I guess I could just share with you what I'm learning. And I guess that's how we'll take a direction, because I'm teaching myself a lot of things. I'm watching a lot of different videos, reading a lot of documents, trying to understand who I am, where I fit in this society, in this place, in this area of life. And I'm always trying to learn and make myself better. And I guess just get disappointed in other human beings when I feel like you're resistant to evolving and resistant to evolution. How do you grow if you stay like, okay, well, I'm good right here in this pot. My roots gonna hit the bottom and I'm good right here. Don't move me out of my pot. Let me sit right here. And if my growth is stunted as a result, then that's it. Don't move me out of my pot so that my roots can spread out and I can grow bigger. Leave me in this pot. And I don't want to speak to anybody who wants to be left in their pot. I want for people to grow to a point to where they break the pot and they have to be planted somewhere else, because they want to grow and they want their roots to spread. So that is where I'm headed. So you're gonna see some changes over the next, I have to wean myself, because I love, like I said, I love pop culture. I love the reality show. I'm entertained. It's entertainment for me. I'm entertained, but I love that we can see human behavior and human behavioral patterns in that, and I love talking about that. So I just think I'm just going to take a different direction, because yesterday I was really upset, and I'm just like, you know what? Fuck them people. Fuck them motherfucking people. That's straight up. All right, y'all, I'm out of here. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. And, when I mean take care of each other, I mean all of us. Your trans brothers and sisters, your gay brothers and sisters, your lesbian brothers and sisters, your straight brothers and sisters, everybody and everybody in between. Take care of each other, for real. And that's what I mean when I'm like, take care of each other. It's like, let's learn about each other. Let's really take care of each other and, hold each other accountable, keep each other honest, support each other, uplift each other. And if you don't understand it, ask, and hopefully you're not met with some kind of defensiveness or anything like that. I don't know. I think we just need to work on that. Well, I am. I can just say what I'm going to work on. All right, you guys have a good day. Again, take care of each other, support, uplift, and encourage each other, and keep each other honest. Peace.